That's me in the suit. My name's Brandon. I work for the Maderos family. I drive across 6 states introducing people to Cabanacon, Soneros, Serrano, and the almighty HR. The point behind Stickman is to show you some places that are truly special, or truly off the beaten path, or maybe just have somebody that you really need to meet. This is Stickman. Hey y'all, we're out here in Springfield, Missouri today. Something you need to know is Springfield, Missouri actually put into place some of the toughest anti-smoking regulations in the country. This city is so tough that if you pull up to an ATM and there's someone in the line in front of you, that you have to actually put your cigar or cigarette out, as the cigar or cigarette smoke might affect the person in the car in front of you. Now, when you're out here at Just For Him, you're going to meet Jessica and Christian, the proprietors of this store. And they fought back and championed the cause to get their smoking rights back. It is an outstanding store. So we're going to head on in. And by the way, I'm Brandon Holsworth. Welcome to Stickman. So you walk into Just For Him here in Springfield, Missouri, and you realize this store encompasses just about everything that a man would go shopping for. As you walk around, you're going to see a huge selection of everything a man would need or like. Card games, board games, walking sticks. You're going to have watches, a badass selection of knives. You're going to look around, you're going to see some really kick-ass beer steins, some trivia stuff from the 60s and 70s, throwback vintage toys. And you're going to walk around, you're going to see just a whole slew, a schmattering, if you will, of really great stuff that is just for men. So you make your way a little farther into the store, and all of a sudden you realize, if you didn't when you walk in, this is a masculine-based store, just as the name says. I have never seen such a selection of mustache and beard wax shampoo, conditioner, styling products for a man in my entire life. And I got buddies that have beard clubs all over the place, and they'll let you try any of this stuff to see if it suits your fancy. You've got high-end razors. I mean, you got just about everything that a man could possibly want to make that beard look as burly as it can. And then you make your way to the hats. The hat game is tight here at Just For Him. They have almost every style of hat a man could wear, and I'm talking coonskin to Indiana Jones to bowler to every kind of hat I've ever seen before in my life. As you walk up and down these rows, and they have a huge selection of sizes as well. I've got a massive dome, and I found 6 to 8 hats here that fit me. Just an awesome selection of some really good-looking hats. All right, so there's 2 lounges here Just For Him in Springfield, Missouri. You got the lounge up front, so it's going to be bright. You're right here in the window. You got the large screen TV behind me, a bunch of comfortable chairs, and a great group of core guys that are here all the time. Now, if you're wanting a little more quiet, a little more subdued, then you go to the lounge in the back. Once again, you are going to have those same comfortable chairs. You're also going to have that large screen TV. But it's going to be a little darker, a little quieter, because sometimes you want to be left alone while you're having your cigar because you got your deep thoughts going on. So you make your way into the pipe selection. Just For Him has one of the best selections of pipes I've ever seen. Everything from the low end to the high end, and one of the greatest meerschaum pipe selections I've ever seen. You walk a little bit farther, and all of a sudden you see a ton of blends. Now, I don't even know how many blends they actually have here, but it's not all of them. I think they have more of them in the back, and they just rotate them through. Then you're going to see all the pipe tins, so you're going to have bulk, you're going to have tin, you're going to have everything. But Just For Him also encompasses hookah, shisha. You're going to have e-cig, regular cig, just everything you could possibly want for every need that you would possibly have. So as you walk into the humidor here at Just For Him in Springfield, Missouri, first thing you notice is exceptionally clean, very well lit. Humidity is perfect and the temperature is right on. Then you notice the selections. You got everything, every one of your favorites from the old school. They're a white label account. They're going to have all your favorites, your Davidoffs, your LFGs, your Padrones. Then you're going to move over to the boutique side, and they're going to have all of that in spades as well. And then you look around, and bam, do they have a massive amount of backstock. You look around the top, and you think, there's 4 or 5 times as many cigars in this humidor than there are on the shelves. And this is everything that you would expect in a world-class tobacconist. All right, so we're out here at Just for Him in Springfield, Missouri. I'm sitting down with Jessica and Christian, the owners. I want to say thank you for having me into your house.
No problem.
And I'm just going to ask you a couple of quick questions. Whose bright idea was it to open a cigar lounge, and how long ago did you start this place?
Well, we are actually the second owners. Just for Him is 26 years old this July. I was fortunate enough to work for the previous owners. Jess and I had got first right of refusal, and so when they were ready to retire, we were able to facilitate a purchase.
We were looking for a business to buy, and so we pretty much pushed until they said yes. When it's something that we both enjoy, something that we would love doing, that we could work at together. But cigars were a passion of both of ours, so it made it an easy decision.
All right, the next question is one of the stories that I've heard about you all is that right after you opened, the city of Springfield pretty much put the kibosh on smoking and put into effect some of the toughest anti-smoking ordinance in the country. How did you guys make it so we can enjoy a cigar in here again?
About 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
After we bought the store, a smoking ban came into Springfield. It was the strictest indoor smoking ban in the country.
Yes.
We were kind of a test case for a lot of things that were on different smoking bans. So where other cities would get parts A, D, and L in the larger picture of the ultimate smoking ban, we got A through Z.
Yeah, there were no exemptions for cigar shops, no exemptions for private clubs, no exemptions for your car if it's a company car. It was a very strict, all-encompassing smoking ban. Pretty much all the language that the anti-smoking people would want to put into a smoking ban, that was the plan for Springfield, Missouri.
They threw everything at us.
Yeah.
And what we did was basically, it was all or nothing at that point. We were only in this for 6 months. Everything we had was in it. This is what we wanted to do with our lives. And so we both spent a full-time job restarting this company and a full-time job working politically. So we got to know our city council people. We were out on the streets talking to people. We were at every bar we could get to in town talking to people. We were working with political action committees. We were on the radio. We were doing national news. We did everything we could possibly come up with. First, to get awareness so that people knew exactly what they were voting on. And second, when that didn't work, we actually lost the first vote. And so we brought it back up.
And that was a pivotal point, because after the first election was over with, we actually got involved with a lot of people that didn't smoke at all. And these were local politicians or politically active people that they were just for business rights. And by forming a coalition, a wider coalition than just tobacconists and just people that like cigars, that helped us lobby, eventually get a portion of the smoking ban overturned.
And there was a lawsuit in that
Yes.
time period. There was, I believe, 3 times it went up through a vote total before City Council actually had to change some of their rules on how things go to vote, because we'd hit the point where things were just going to keep cycling back and forth, and nobody was really giving up. But it was illegal to smoke in our store for over a year. It was a rough start to the business.
Yeah. Very, very, very stressful to have a cigar lounge in which you are not allowed to legally smoke cigars.
Now you have your cigar, Torcido. I have seen this all over my territory. Where did Torcido come from? How did you get the distribution, and how do people contact you about Torcido?
Torcido comes out of a few things. We've obviously have a love of cigars. Christian, for years, has loved the name Torcido. Always knew that if he ever had a cigar, it would be Torcido. I have a love for business. I always like to have my next goal in mind. So we started looking around, and we found the Quesada family.
I've been visiting the Quesadas for years on trips to the Dominican Republic, and
They've been here to visit us.
yeah, and a fantastic company in terms of producing product, but a really more fantastic family to deal with. And I approached Manuel to see if he would be willing to sort of help me out on this project, even though it was going to be and remain a very small project. He, he did us, a very good favor, gave us creative control over the blends, the sizes, the boxes, over everything, and gave us access to pretty much, you know, everything in his catalog.
We got to use a really fun tobacco that, until that point, wasn't being used on anything. Or we actually had the whole thing made around the wrapper, which is a tobacco that we just completely fell in love with and said, we don't care what we have to do at this point. We're blending for that.
Yeah,
For
it's
that
real.
wrapper.
It was about a 9-month process, probably to finalize the blend. So it's not anything that we were hasty about or that we were trying to rush through.
We've chosen
do.
to make it about a dozen stores, and that's it. It's, like I said, it's not a huge, there's not a huge amount of the wrapper that we use. We travel a lot. We know a lot of retailers, so
Yeah.
we picked the stores that we like to shop in.
And we literally have stores from San Diego, California, all the way over to Pittsburgh.
Torcito generally, we do sell it out of our store, so they can send us an email or call us here. But also, I know that there's a few other stores on twistedcigars.com. We've got a list of the stores. Most of the stores that we work with will ship. The most current one is Maduro in Pittsburgh, the West Side in Wichita, Burns in Chattanooga. Yeah, calling one of the retailers and having them ship is the best if they aren't local.
Support
to
your
you.
local tobacconists.
Absolutely.
Jessica, Christian, you know, as always, thank you for having me in your home. It is always a pleasure and very much appreciated.
Always good to
Thanks
have
for
you here.
coming in.
Thank you.